talking about exclusion because they wanted to stay on the historical part. But then as they delved into more research and then they found out about your family history, they start to include inclusion.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how they came up with the name, but I think the idea behind it is that despite the exclusion acts that affected Chinese coming into America, so much of American history includes the Chinese, including a Chinese man really being responsible for developing the first frost-free, frost-resistant orange, which I think many of us know as the Valencia orange today. So
yeah, that would be a Lungan Gore.
Yeah, Lungan Gore. And so I think the idea of the exhibit really was to talk about how Chinese American history is really intertwined with the general American history, and it's largely neglected and largely forgotten, and in some cases really hidden.
You know, the word exclusion and inclusion has connotations. The word exclusion has been a big part of Chinese American history for the longest part. I mean, the most part of 230 years. It was about struggle, it was about discrimination, race. And then when you have a slash, inclusion, there's another heavy connotation, is that inclusion to me means you've been accepted. I mean, the struggle is over. Is that true?
I think the inclusion comes about with the repeal of the Chinese Exclusion Act, and especially in 1965 when they had the Immigration Act, which President Johnson signed. So at that time, post 1965, that would be the inclusion part. Because even before that, Lungan Gore worked in the latter part of the 19th and the early part of the 20th century when he worked on the orange. He also developed, has a patent on a grapefruit in 1911. But just before the war, there was another fellow, a New Yorker, by the name of Jip Chun, and he invented a fire safety switch that is in every elevator today. And when Otis Elevator did not include his name on the patent, his co-workers lobbied to get his name on it. So from oranges to elevators, Chinese Americans are part and parcel of American history and American life.
So even if it's not, where the Chinese Americans were not included in legislation, or I guess conversely were excluded by legislation, American life and history really includes such a rich history of Chinese involvement, and I think this exhibit tries to really express that.